Hi, my Libra and Libra rising friends. Sandra from foryourchi.com here. Pardon me. I had a hair in my eye. Thank you for being here with me. This is your December 2021 Tarot and Oracle card reading forecast, all 12 houses this month. Something happened as I was shuffling your cards, and I've never done this before. I was told to look at the bottom of the deck and throw the card to the side and show you all. And I kind of had a feeling that I knew what this meant when I saw this card pop out and what to do with it. So for those of you that have watched me for years, you know that this to me in this deck is the Karma card. And now that I look at all of your 12 houses, what I'm here to say, Libra, is if you are a Libra or a Libra rising and you have the SHIT hitting the fan in December, at least you have something to blame. And that would be karma. Out of all the months, December does not look the best for you, Libra, and I'm trying to be the most politically correct reader that I possibly can here without saying anything else, without saying what I really want to say, which is typical on YouTube, which is why I'm building my Patreon page so I can say how I can put it exactly how I want. Okay, but for your first house, you have power, and power, we know, suggests there's going to be a challenge. The energy for you Libras feels challenging even at the onset of December. I'm feeling like the Libra saying out loud, ugh, right? You have Coventina, which talks about purification. This is how to get you out of this challenging funk mode. Detoxifying your energy with what Libras love to do best, right? A salt bath, a sea salt bath. However, this is also detoxifying your energy from toxic people, because the bath isn't going to take away all of this, right? You might even have to get rid of somebody in December. I feel like I'm constantly telling Libras that, but that shows up here in this reading, and you're going to see it in just a second. Your second house, the partner, sibling, brother card to this power challenge is this card, and you pulled it in your exact next house, which rules your money. Spiritual strength. Money could be better in December for you Libras. It's not going to be a walk in the park for you. I'm remembering a video forecast that the Leo King did recently where he discusses the planets, I forget the actual configuration, but Venus, who's your ruler, she's being shat all over here, and she is in charge of your money for Libras. Most of you, right? So this makes sense for the Libras. I wish it were a better message. What do we have? The advice card here is Vesta, which is home, the goddess of hearth and home. So she's here to talk about your home improving, either through a move or a change of occupants. You could actually be kicking someone to the curb out of your home, or they could be moving out of your home because they're a leech or something like that. And you could be ushering out someone who is not a leech, who's here to pay half the rent or whatever, right, Libra, who's here to help you. But first, we have to get rid of the baggage that is leeching off of the Libra, right? It's hard to do, but you're going to be rewarded for it, and you're going to be so grateful when it's all over. Third house, brother, sister. This is the Ace of Swords, the triumphant success in traditional tarot. Your brother or sister, yes, their life has been challenging. Yes, it has not been easy. And yes, their hard work is not over yet. However, there will be a victory at the end of this. What is the lesson that they're learning here? Bast is here to talk about independence. The bottom of this card says, your independence, this is your brother or sister, don't forget, is the foundation of strength and success. So they will do this. They have the grit. They have the grind. They will get through this. And then they will be rewarded, and they will feel a victory. And this will be a lesson that they have under their belt to keep and take into the future. Interesting. Fourth house, prosperity begins. Are you guys thinking about, and gals thinking about, a side gig or a home-based business or making money out of your home? Oftentimes when this card shows up in the fourth house, that's what it's related to. Now, for some of you who haven't been thinking about that, two things. An idea could come to you that is just that, a home-based business or a side gig in your home. The other thing is your father could be planting a seed for his, in order for him to reap the harvest later. So this could be an investment. This certainly could be his own side gig or home-based business as well. We have Artemis here, that's the guardian. She's talking about you and your loved ones are protected and spiritually safe. So I love this message and this planting the seed card of whatever this action is that you're going to take or your father's going to take feels blessed to me as a result of this protective card that you pulled in this house. So I do like that. Make sure you're following the guidance of whatever information that you're being given here. Your fifth house, accelerated motion. This is the Libra card, as I call it. Accelerated motion. Okay, for those of you single Libras, this means just say no to someone who wants to take you out, right? For those of you dating Libras who are partnered with someone, this could be that you want to say yes to a social invitation, but it ends up being that you're involved in some sort of drama and it does not go well. And that is compounded by this ice hold message of undying love here, which doesn't sound bad at all. But when you read the bottom of this card, it says the love that you have shared for another is eternal regardless of the situation. So that regardless of the situation is like the Three of Swords, right? Heartbreak. Even though they've screwed you over, Libra. Even though they've left you hanging, Libra, or they've ghosted you, or maybe they've done all of the above, or they've taken something from you, or something has happened here, or something's about to in December. It doesn't mean, the undying love does not mean that you forgive them and move this relationship forward. A lot of times it means bless them and let them go. Bless them and let them go, okay? If they come back and they're changed, then that's a different story. But, we have a lot of ifs there. That's definitely not a guarantee. And I definitely, if I had to put a percent on it of someone who would come back in that manner and actually change and do things the right way, it's probably, I'd say, less than 80-20. You have a less than 20% chance of this person coming back and actually doing the right thing and changing. Sixth house, work and health. It just keeps getting deeper here. You have deception and envy. Someone is not telling you the whole truth. Now, for those of you working Libras, this could certainly be someone at your job, someone who has promised you something, a supervisor, the owner of whatever company you're working for perhaps has promised you a Christmas bonus or a raise or whatever, and it's not forthcoming, and they don't want to talk about it. They don't want to talk about it. And more importantly, they don't want to look you in the eyes, right? They're being shady. Now, what's the advice card? We have Sekhmet, which is be strong here. The bottom of this card says you are stronger than you think you are, and your strength assures a happy outcome. So as a result of this, you will have to go around this person and do it your own way, or get whatever this is that you've been waiting on your own way. And then you can look back and say, well, I did it myself without this jerk, right? Now there's one other thing, and this, I'm not talking to every Libra here. This is going to be a small number of Libras that watch this video. Sometimes, on a rare occasion, I have seen, because remember, the 6th house rules health, I have seen this card mean that this is a medical professional. And I hate to even give this message because this is not good. A medical professional who is giving you advice that is the wrong advice. So if you do get medical advice from someone and you feel that it's shady, or they're not looking you in the eye, or there's something else that you feel that is wrong or off about it, then I would definitely go get a second opinion, right? And sometimes in this day and age, you may have to get a third opinion, because doctors and hospitals, that whole subject is very weird right now, right? The people that need medical attention and help are not receiving the level of care that they once did. That is a fact. It is very, the right word will come to me. Just give me a second. It is very, I don't want to say strange, but it is strange. And more people are having to get second and third opinions than ever, in this country. I don't know about any other country. But the same message is true with this goddess deck in the Sekhmet, in that you, because you have overcome this and you found the answer your own way, not by listening to somebody who's shady, okay? That's not okay. Especially when a medical health professional has taken an oath to do no harm, right? But we see it in the news all the time that they didn't listen to the oath. And I'm certainly not talking about every medical professional, because those people are here to help us. But we have a bad apple every so often. Okay, your 7th house. Primary relationships. This is not a bad message. Pat yourself on the back for a job well done. For those of you who are coupled, this could mean that your significant other receives an unexpected gift of money. This could be a bonus of some sort. For those of you single Libras, this could mean that you are moving on up in the ranks. Like, you could be meeting somebody, you could be meeting 5 different people. You could be having a lot of action right now in communication and texting and calling from different, I hate to say suitors, but it's just, the word just sort of suits Libra for some reason to me. Pele is here to talk about divine passion. Be honest with yourself. What is your true heart's desire here? Interesting that this should come up in the 7th house of relationships. So in other words, don't settle for less, Libra. Don't try to paint something rosy colored if it is, puke green. It's not going to make it any better. Okay? Your 8th house rules your intimate life. It rules taxes and legal matters. It rules the source of your significant other's income. and contracts. This is the Eight of Cups in traditional tarot. It is you moving out of the darkness into the light. That is a very good message. What do we have it for advice? We have White Tarot, which talks about sensitivity here. Okay. So this is also detoxifying from negative people. You are becoming increasingly sensitive, this card says. Avoid harsh relationships, environments, situations, and chemicals. So this tells me, Libra, that your energy body is trying to take you up to the next level. They're trying to level you up, okay? But with all of the negativity that's around you, you're actually pushing it away. So you are going to have to heed the warning here, Libra, in order to receive the upgrade. And the upgrade I'm hearing is a blessing. You're going to leave all of this old SHIT behind you when you finally decide to do this part of it. Detoxifying, I mean. Your 9th house rules your travel. It rules your school, for those of you that are in school or thinking about it. Mental conflict, you're confused about something. Maybe you want to take a trip, but you feel like it's not the right time, or there's some other factors involved, or maybe you feel like you can't afford it, right? Same with going to class or signing up for school. Matt is here to talk about fairness. This situation will be handled in a fair and just manner. Okay, so this tells me that swift action, somebody's coming in, or some other events are coming in to rectify whatever you feel is wrong here, or maybe you feel wronged, right? And it's funny because she has the scale, she has the Libra scales. She's holding the scale of justice, which is awesome. Perfect for Libra. 10th house, career, financial challenges, financial hardships surround your career. Unfortunately, Libra, for those of you that I'm not talking, this does not resonate with, this could be talking about your mother. Your mother could have had a dip in her income. She also, or she could have had an expense that she wasn't counting on that set her back. But we have Brigitte here, that says don't back down. Stand up for what you believe is right here. So for those of you Libras where this is talking about your career, this is a message to keep going. For those of you that are looking for a job or looking for more opportunities to make income, this is definitely a keep pursuing other avenues here and don't give up. Your 11th house, I'm going to take another drink. I'm getting all choked up. Children. 11th house rules children. For those of you Libras that don't have children, this is talking about best friends. The shadow card here. So you could have a child that is feeling depressed. They could be looking at the darker aspects of their personality, or they could be looking in the mirror and saying that they have too many pimples and that they're ugly, which is just not true, right? And so you are going to have to be the Libra parent that encourages them and gives that, which you do all the time, but perhaps this is going to be extra on the part of the Libra. I need to go back here. So social media could be a problem in this child's life, and this is happening with a lot of kids. They watch these videos, they're told that they're not enough, there's something wrong with them, or there's something wrong with their lives, and then they just take it all in and then they assume it's true, which is ridiculous. Also, what's going on right now is a lot of kids are being bullied by other bully kids, right? So you may have to be involved in that and teach them how to rise above that, Libra. And I'm getting this Matt card, Fear and Justice. You can call on Matt of the highest vibration and caliber to come to the situation if you are your child is being bullied, or your best friend for some of you, not for all of you, to do justice in this situation, bring justice to this child or to this person, right? And you can also call on Archangel Michael for protection. We've got a beautiful message in the Goddess Oracle deck, Guinevere, True Love. The romantic stirrings in your heart have propelled the universe to deliver great love to you. So this could be someone who has come off recently of a breakup, or maybe it's not recent, maybe it's an old breakup and they just haven't gotten over it yet. But the message of love is right around the corner, so you may have to give them words of encouragement to say, who knows what the future holds. You could meet your Mr. or Mrs. Right tomorrow. And your energy level has to be higher in order to receive this, because someone who's depressed is not attracting a soulmate relationship or someone who is worthy of a long-term partnership, right? Because their energy is so low. They have to get it high. They have to figure out how to level up that energy. Exercise is a big one. And speaking of the SHIT hitting the fan, Libra, here we go. You guys have the Falling Tower card in the month of March. 12th house rules your future, and this card shows up 3 months from now, approximately. So, you also pulled the fertility card. I cannot rule out that any of you Libras who are of childbearing age, who have not had hysterectomies or vasectomies, right? You may have a child. I mean, the Falling Tower does not always predict a child, but it did for me. So, sometimes the Falling Tower can be a good thing because it shakes things up and brings major change, sort of like eclipses do. And with this eclipse season upon us, yes, babies are conceived during eclipse times. Yes, they are born during eclipse times, because that is what ushers in major change in this lifetime in our individual lives. But for those Libras who are not getting pregnant, this could certainly mean that something ends here that has needed to end for a long time. And with that ending comes a new beginning of you planting the seed. The universe is ripe and fertile ground for you to plant what's next for you. And let's face it, you've been through enough of this in your life to know exactly what you don't want, right? And like Abraham Hicks says, once we know what we don't want, then we can ask for something that we do want. Many blessings to you, Libras, and thank you for being number 2 in the most likes. Please continue to smash the like button, and I will record your reading earlier than usual. Many blessings to all of you.